Hi, I'm Ann Martinez.
And I'm Enoch Augustus Scott.
Roving reporter Bob Goldberg inspected the Mike O'Callahan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge over Hoover Dam and tells us some of its history.
Joan Schomburg is having a wonderful time in her kitchen preparing her swim smoothie.
Woo! Then we go back in time as Yvonne Coultier presents the latest in her Musical Moments series, The History of Jazz.
I love jazz music.
Yay.
And then who's going to get caught on camera by our team of roving reporters on People I See Around Anthem? Stay tuned for this week's edition of Anthem Alive!
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 434th edition of SCA TV's Anthem Alive. My co-host today is the very funny and talented Enoch Scott, and he is the star of my favorite show in Las Vegas, the hit Zombie Burlesque at the V Theater and Planet Hollywood. But he made his Las Vegas debut over 10 years ago in Tony and Tina's Wedding at the Rio. He also created the role of Tony Whitcomb in the Las Vegas premiere of Sheer Madness and was the original Las Vegas cast member of the Grand Old Vegas Review, Awesome 80s Prom, and Stripped the Play. And I could go on and on about his accomplishments, but I have to say we both are fans of a certain cartoon from Japan.
Pokemon?
Yes.
Yes. I'm an enormous, more than anything that I've ever done on stage. The most important thing that you need to know about me is that I want to catch all the Pokemon.
Yes, and who's your favorite Pokemon?
I just have to go with Pikachu. I mean, I know it's the obvious choice, but I just really love Pikachu.
Pikachu is the strongest Pokemon.
And he does, it's just something about that Thunderball attack.
Yes.
And just those cute little red cheeks.
I love
him. He goes Pika Pika.
He's really good, and I also like Mew as well.
Yeah, well, I like Mew too.
Yeah, because he has feelings.
The clones.
Yes.
We could go on and on about Pokemon, but I should probably introduce you to Anne, or not, because we should cut.
Well, we have more current details about his performances, but we'll talk about that later in the show.
Fantastic.
And it was nice to be with you this week and to talk about the most wonderful cartoon ever made.
Pokemon. I really want to thank Anne for that awesome introduction. This is Ann Martinez, who, if you've ever seen a show in Las Vegas, you have probably seen her perform. She's currently in Jubilee, which makes her Las Vegas royalty. But she really, if you really want to know about Miss Ann Martinez, she just got back from Engelbert Humperdinck's national tour. I have a lot of trouble saying that name. Engelbert.
Engelbert.
Did it take you a long time to learn how to say it?
His real name is Jerry Dorsey.
That's a lot easier.
No. But everyone calls him Inge.
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 All right, well, she just got back from performing with Inge, darling. But her favorite roles include Thoroughly Modern Millie and Polly and Crazy for You and Cinderella.
Yes.
Oh, you make a perfect Cinderella.
Oh,
but
great.
really, the reason that I love Anne is she's doing this fantastic project that you have to see called Alice, Steampunk Fantasy.
Yes.
And it's by her production company BBR. And it's in residency now at the Hard Rock at the Vinyl.
Yes.
It's once a month. It is really one of the most creative, alive things that is going on in Las Vegas right now. And if you can get a chance to get out and see it, you will see some of the best performers in town doing some of their most real, honest, fantastic work. So I really suggest you getting out to see Alice. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yay.
And she's awesome.
Thank you. And now let's get to our stories.
Let's get to them.
So what do we have up first?
Well, roving reporter Bob Goldberg talked with Mary Martini.
Ooh.
I mean, well, perfect name for anyone who works in Las Vegas. And she works with the Nevada Department of Transportation about the Mike O'Callahan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge over Hoover Dam. We're going to find out about the construction challenges and the environmental issues involved with the construction.
We're inspecting the O'Callahan-Tillman Bridge south of Boulder City.
Per the National Bridge Inspection Standards that was initiated by Congress in 1968, every bridge in the United States has to be inspected on a minimum of a 24-month basis.
Go ahead and back up about another 2 feet, please.
This structure, the Mike O'Callahan Pat Tillman Memorial, takes a team of 7 engineers and takes a full team of equipment operators and traffic control, approximately 2...
All bridges are required to be inspected on a 2-year basis. That bridge was given a thorough inspection upon the completion, and then it goes through every 2 years and gets a new inspection.
Do the people that inspect the bridge come out of your offices?
The NDOT offices, yes. Basically, there is an agreement with the state of Arizona and Arizona DOT that NDOT, Nevada Department of Transportation, actually is responsible for the maintenance and the inspections and any contracts. And what Arizona does is actually reimburse our costs in providing those services.
When you cross the bridge, for people who haven't been there before, it looks like you're not really on a bridge. It's so well concealed. How did that come about?
The height of the guardrail, the concrete rail from the roadway portion is about 5.5 feet high. And there's two reasons for that. One is for security. It is actually an element of the bridge itself and adds to its structural integrity. But the other one is just the height necessary when you're dealing with the highway construction. The concrete rail has actually been raised in those areas, and it's got a particular shape for safety.
What were some of the challenges that you as a department faced in actually building this bridge?
Well, there were several challenges. Just the geology of the area and the weather were the two primary ones. It can be very hot. There's high winds. The gorge has some very challenging rock formations, and the way the bridge needed to be structured so that the arch would be firmly embedded into the canyon walls. In addition to that, we had environmental constraints because there were a number of threatened and endangered species through there, including some sheep, and they were actually had tracking collars on them. All of these issues, put together along with some just regulatory constraints, led to where we were at.
If you haven't driven on the new bridge that separates Nevada and Arizona, it's quite an experience. Named for two outstanding Americans, the Mike O'Callaghan-Pat Tillman Bridge is a magnificent engineering accomplishment. The bridge joins in uniting two states, two people, and celebrating two lives. Pat Tillman, from the Arizona side, served in the Army, was a pro football player, and fought in both Iraq and Afghanistan. While Mike O'Callaghan was a teacher, he also served in the military in three separate branches: the Army, the Air Force, and the Marines, and he also served as a governor of Nevada. I learned a lot about the bridge and the construction that I never knew before, and if there are things that people would like to find out a little bit more, how would they do that?
The best way to do it is go ahead and get on to our website, which is nevadadot.com, and or you can actually go on our Twitter account. We've got a Facebook page. So all of those comments, requests, complaints, they're tracked, and one of our internal measures is to actually determine what we've done with it, what our response is, and how that has been addressed. Thank you.
Bob Goldberg, SEA Television, Anthem Alive.
Fascinating report. Thank you, Bob. The weather is nice, and soon we'll be able to swim every day.
I've got my swimsuit on right now underneath my clothes.
Joan Schomburg, however, is spending time in her kitchen preparing a swim smoothie, which will help us ease into the water and other things.
Dripping all over the house. Aren't you going to put some clothes on? My husband just got back from swimming a few laps. I'm going to make him up a nutritious smoothie. I'm right in the middle of cleaning out my refrigerator. So we've got some carrots, and we've got milk and strawberries. A lot more to clean out. So I'm going to start with about a cup of milk. Oh, this one's sealed. So I'm going to pour this into my new blender. I'm so excited to try things out in this thing. So some milk, and then we'll put a little protein powder in. Then I'm going to add some carrots. I already have one chopped. I'll just add this to it. Then I'm going to add some strawberries. Banana. Put in a banana. Ooh, that's a ripe banana. That's going to make it smooth and sweet. Really need a banana in all the smoothies I make. The carrots are going to be a nice addition for some sweetness and beta-carotene. Oh, I need some kale. I think I have some kale in here. Yeah. See, I put about a cup or half a cup of kale. And then in my freezer, I have got, oh yeah, pineapple, raspberries. Sounds good. Pineapple will really add some sweetness. And because it's frozen, it's going to give it that nice chill that you always expect with a smoothie. Oh, whoops, spilled them on the floor. There's some raspberries, frozen raspberries, for some antioxidants. So I guess that's all I have that I want to add to this. Put the lid on. Oh, vanilla. Vanilla in. Just a couple teaspoons of vanilla. There. That gives it great flavor. And vanilla is really good for you too. Not to mention the kale. Kale is so good. Those dark green leafy vegetables. This is going to give him the boost he needs after that swim. Okay, I'm going to pulse this a bit. I'm going to stop it because it's really about perfect. So now, I have to try it out myself. Doug, your smoothie is ready. Are you? You're going to love this. And just from things left over in the refrigerator. What a deal. Okay, Doug, you need to come and taste this.
Can't wait, boy. I am hungry.
Oh, I
After
bet
all
you
that
are.
Working out and swimming.
Taste it.
That's good.
You like it?
I like it.
How many laps did you do?
Oh, about 32.
32. Wow,
Oh, yeah.
you burned a lot of calories. This will fill you up again.
Thank you.
You'll have to try one of these next time you do your workout, whatever it may be. We'll see you next time on Joan's Kitchen.
That smoothie looks great.
Yeah.
There's just one problem, Joan. You were supposed to bring us samples. We're
Yeah.
sitting here drinking water out of coffee cups. It's not even coffee. It's water out of a coffee cup. We were promised swim smoothies, weren't we?
I was promised a swim smoothie and a small rabbit.
Yeah, so if you could get over here with the swim smoothie, the small rabbit, and a Pikachu, Joan, we
Yeah.
would appreciate it.
We
But
demand more.
It's okay to make mistakes. We understand people make mistakes.
It's in our contract.
Right,
So
so,
if you want to read it next time, you'll
Right.
know what we need.
yes. I'll have my people call your people.
Yes.
Joan.
Oh, Joan.
Joan.
She just disappoints me
I
every
know.
time.
We love you, Joan, but honestly.
I tell her what I need, and she's
Every
like,
single
oh, yeah,
time. And then she's in her kitchen making smoothies.
smiling,
Yeah.
sarcastically.
Where's my smoothie? Where's my little rabbit?
It's not here.
It's not here.
It's not
I'll
here.
drink water out of my coffee cup and be mad about it.
I bet that's not even like spring water, like filtered.
I bet it's not.
It's probably tap.
They probably just took it out of the lake from outside.
Oh, my God. So mean, Joan.
So mean, Joan.
Well, we all make mistakes.
We do. That's why they make erasers on pencils.
This is true.
And that's why there's elections every 2 years.
Well, we go back in time as Yvonne Cloutier. I love her name.
I know, Yvonne Cloutier.
Cloutier.
I think she's a pirate. That sounds like a pirate name a little
Yeah,
bit, maybe.
I feel like I should say it with an accent.
You should say it with an accent.
We go back in time as Yvonne Cloutier presents the latest in her Musical Moments series, The History of Jazz, or Yaz.
Yes, as it's sometimes known as.
The development of jazz music, beginning with the blues. Louis Armstrong, in describing jazz, said, "Well, we used to call it syncopation. Then they called it ragtime, then blues, then jazz. Now it's swing." Jazz is really all of those mediums and more. Jazz began with a call and response music of the African American slaves in the Deep South, called the blues. They gradually put the harmonic style of European hymns into their call and response patterns, and now called spirituals or gospel music, and on to Dixieland and swing. This is the American melting pot of the talent of many cultures. The origin of the word jazz, originally spelled J-A-S-S, first appeared in the Chicago Daily Tribune around 1915. Some African Americans liked the term because it highlighted their contribution to American society. But others saw the term as a reminder of an oppressive and racist society causing restrictions on their artistic visions. The music of New Orleans, Storyville, around Basin Street, was one of the many neighborhoods that had a strong influence on the creation of early jazz. Brass and reed instruments accompanied by drums were heard. Dance bands, marching bands, and lavish funeral bands played a role, as well as wonderful singers such as Bessie Smith. In 1917, the original Dixieland Jazz Band cut the first recorded jazz records in history. Afro-Creole pianist Jelly Roll Morton, who claimed to invent jazz, began his career in Storyville. His 1905 composition called Jelly Roll Blues was the first jazz arrangement in print, introducing more musicians to the New Orleans style. He thought the Spanish tinge was necessary for the right seasoning for jazz. Musicians started with embellishing syncopated ragtime themes and ragging the classical music. Ragtime had a stricter pattern rule, though. The Charleston dance, a hit dance of the 1920s, appeared in 1923 when James P. Johnson, a black composer, pianist, composed it for a Broadway musical called Runnin' Wild. Helping the propagation of the jazz era were jazz musicians providing the entertainment on Mississippi steamboats. Radio development allowed people all around the country to hear this new sound of music, even though they couldn't get to the nightclubs. The Harlem Renaissance and young people looking for something new in music all were contributors. Many early jazz musicians were also composers, writing pieces for their bands, becoming hit songs. Such names as King Oliver, Louis Armstrong, W.C. Handy, Jelly Roll Morton, Duke Ellington, Count Basie, Cab Calloway, U.B. Blake, all led the way for Glenn Miller, the Dorsey Brothers, Benny Goodman, Artie Shaw, and other big bands so popular in the 1930s and 40s. As jazz reached Chicago and moved on to the national scene, it became the most popular dance music around. Gradually, jazz has become more and more embellished and abstract so as to hardly recognize the theme of a tune. Included are instrumentalists souling with a song with their own creations on a theme. African Americans seem to be always creating new music styles as evidenced in hip-hop music. When I asked an only black man at a ragtime festival why more blacks didn't attend the ragtime festivals, being that ragtime began with their ancestors, he replied, "They have moved on to developing something else." And so it is with jazz. This is Yvonne Cloutier reporting for SCA TV.
We always love your musical segments, Yvonne.
And you know what's great about her musical segments?
What?
Is, unlike some people that I can mention, she leaves us with something.
She does.
Right? A little history of jazz that I can take with me.
Yeah.
In my head.
And a thought.
Right. And
for
she
your day.
thought about us and stuff, as opposed to some people who just keep smoothies for themselves. Going right along.
Joan.
Next, Stan Lieblein and the SCA TV camera crew captured more of our Sun City Anthem folks enjoying the good life in our community.
Hi, this is Norm Clark, the Review Journal. You're watching SCA TV, Channel 99. I watch it on my computer. You should too.
My name is Mavis Dunn, and I'm originally from England, but here recently from Tucson.
My name is Dennis Dunn. I'm originally from Claremore, Oklahoma. We decided to move here, and we've got friends in Anthem, and we love the Anthem area so much we decided to buy a house here, and it's a great place.
You can see who's the talker in our family.
Okay.
Hi, good morning.
Who are you?
I'm Judy Bande.
And Judy, what a nice outfit you're wearing.
Oh, thank you so
you
much.
You want to model
that? Me?
I'm Gordon Winninger. I'm from Sun City Anthem. And it's a beautiful day in Sun City.
Is it warm?
Oh, it's warm out there. It's beautiful.
Why the hat?
The wind.
Okay.
Jim Wigan. I'm from Grand Forks, North Dakota originally. Born and raised North Dakota. Fighting Sioux are going to be playing for the national title here this weekend, so I'm wearing my colors.
Always entertaining Stan. Keep up the good work. Actually, I love that because you never know when like Stan might just run up on you in Anthem and start talking to you with his camera.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, it's a good thing he's entertaining.
So put on your makeup before you leave the house.
Yeah,
now.
look good.
Yeah.
So let's turn the wheel to something totally different. Woo! So we're going to talk about fibromyalgia, which can certainly affect our lifestyle and ability to enjoy everyday things. Now, Ms. Meg Paulson provides some excellent advice on the various treatments and interventions available.
Treatments for fibromyalgia. Specific multidisciplinary approaches are the best way to help those suffering from fibromyalgia or FMS, keeping their symptoms under control and significantly increasing their quality of life. Occupational therapists usually aim to improve functional tasks and manage pain and fatigue. Physical therapists, meanwhile, focus on increasing exercise tolerance and fitness levels, reducing pain and improving functional ability. Both kinds of therapists prefer FMS intervention, including endurance exercise, fatigue management, functional movement re-education, and strengthening exercise, postural education, relaxation, and aquatherapy. We have an aquastretch program here at Liberty Center, which can assist you with the aquatherapy, and our personal trainers and group exercise instructors can also assist you to balance out the rest. To learn more, call me at 702-614-5873. Be happy and be healthy.
Thank you, Meg, and we will look forward to hearing more of your tips. So let's turn the wheel again. So I read about this new diet that allows you to eat huge helpings of everything at every meal and get super skinny.
Shut up, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of diet is it?
Well, breakfast is on Sunday, and lunch on Wednesday, and dinner on Friday. Super skinny. It's a way for you to get back to your birth weight.
Oh, good. Right on. I've been looking to get back to my birth weight.
Just 6.5 pounds. That's
just
it.
8 pounds, 5 ounces. If I can get down to 8 pounds, 5 ounces.
You're going to look so good.
And that's mostly will be my hair. Well, we can't finish our show without hearing from our resident philosopher, Lois Krashen, who shares her thoughts about loving children.
Well, hello again. This is for all who love and care for children. Leo Buscaglia, the author and lecturer, once talked about a contest that he was asked to judge. The purpose of the contest was to find the most caring child, and the winner was a 4-year-old child whose next-door neighbor was an elderly gentleman who had recently lost his wife. Upon seeing the man cry, the little boy went into the old gentleman's yard, climbed up onto his lap, and just sat there. Well, when his mother asked him what he had said to the neighbor, the little boy just said, "Nothing, I just helped him cry." Teacher Debbie Moon's first graders were discussing a picture of a family, and one little boy in the picture had a different hair color than the other members. One of her students suggested that he was adopted, and a little girl said, "Oh, I know all about adoption. I was adopted." "What does it mean to be adopted?" asked another child. "Well, it means," said the little girl, "that you grew in your mommy's heart instead of her tummy." Out of the words of wisdom, you know. On my way home one day, I stopped to watch a little league basketball game that was being played in a park near my home. As I sat down behind the bench on the first base line, I asked one of the boys what the score was. "Well, we're behind 14-0, he answered with a smile. "Really?" I said. "I have to say you don't look very discouraged." "Discouraged?" the boy asked with a puzzled look on his face. "Why should we be discouraged? We haven't been up to bat yet." Whenever I'm disappointed with my lot in life, I always stop and think about little Jamie Scott. Jamie was trying out for a part in the school play, and his mother told me that he had set his heart on being in it, though she feared he would not be chosen. On the day that the parts were awarded, I went with her to collect him after school, and Jamie rushed up to her, eyes shining with pride and excitement. "Guess what, Mommy?" he shouted, and then said these words that will remain a lesson to me. "I've been chosen to clap and cheer." An eyewitness account from New York City. On a cold day in December some years ago, a little boy about 10 years old was standing before a shoe store on the roadway, barefooted, peering through the window and shivering with cold. A lady approached the young boy and said, "My, but you're in such deep thoughts staring in that window." "Well, I was asking God to give me a pair of shoes." This was the boy's reply. And the lady took him in by the hand, went into the store, and asked the clerk to get out maybe a half a dozen pair of socks for the boy. She then asked if he could give her a basin of water and a towel. He quickly brought them to her. She took the little fellow to the back of the store, and removing her gloves, knelt down, washed his little feet, and dried them with a towel. By this time the clerk had returned with the socks. Placing a pair upon the boy's feet, she purchased him a pair of shoes. She tied up the remaining pair of socks and gave them to him. And she patted him on the head and said, "No doubt you will be more comfortable now." And as she turned to go, the astonished child looked and caught her by the hand and looked up into her face with tears in his eyes and asked him, "Are you God's wife?" I hope this put a little smile and perhaps a few tears on your face. It sure did mine. Special thanks to Sue. Bye for now, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Lois, for your great stories, and we will see you next time. So next week's show seems to have a Wild West theme.
Dum 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 anthem. Dum 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 dum. We're in anthem now.
Bubba Bank. So Bob Goldberg is searching for burros at the Red Rock Canyon, which I don't know if you know, you will be fined if you feed them.
What?
Don't feed the burro.
Don't feed the burro? Why not?
Which is Spanish for donkey.
Yeah, right.
Burro.
A burro. Now that's different from a llama.
Yes, a llama, that's one that spits in your eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't feed the burro and don't let the llama spit in your eye?
Yes, when they start chewing, go to the right.
I don't know about you people, but I have learned so much today.
Yes. It's just the more you know. The more you know. I don't know if you remember that show.
Of course. With the little star that
yeah, that came by at the end.
All right, and you know what? You're never too old to learn.
You're never too old to learn.
Today. I'm 107 years old, and I've learned like 30 things today.
And you'll soon be down to your birth weight.
And soon I'll be down to my birth weight. And City Slicker Helen Lieblein is going to bring us an update next week on Bonnie Springs. She's going to meet with somebody called Angry Joe Cowboy.
You know, I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either.
I mean, I don't want to meet anyone who says they're angry.
Cowboys like were happy and sang songs and ate beans out of cans.
I mean, that's what I would do. That's a hobo.
That's a hobo.
That would be a hobo.
Well, next week, Yvonne Cloutier will be back, and she's going to relate some fantastic Mae West stories. I love Mae West.
Super cute. And Larry Carroll tells us more about one of my favorite bands in the city, the Lon Bronson Band.
Right on.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And we're going to have some of our semi-regular favorites. You know what? Anne, this was so much fun.
Oh my God, single tear.
I know, right? We're like twinsies.
It's so exciting.
Thank you so much. And you viewers know where we can find you, and you know where you can find us. And
well, you can find us on stage right now at Jubilee at Bally's. I'll be singing. I'm a lead vocalist there. And also on May 20th, you can come see Alice at the Hard Rock Hotel at 11 p.m. It's super fun. And where can we see you, sir?
Well, I'm in Zombie Burlesque 6 nights a week. You can check me out any night except Sunday, where I will be home sleeping. And then also I'm going to L.A. to host a burlesque show on April 26th. It's going to be at the Classic El Cid. If you've ever been to Classic Flamenco Restaurant in L.A.
Oh, that's so magical.
Yeah, they're doing a burlesque show there at night. So it's my first burlesque show hosting outside of the city. I'm super excited. If you're in L.A., come and see me. El Cid, April 26th. Otherwise, I'll see you in Zombie Burlesque Land, where I'll be eating your brains.
Yay. Oh my God. Okay, so that sounds great. So from the entire SCA TV crew and staff, we hope you have a stupendous week. And I'll see you guys later.
Brains!
You are watching Sun City Anthem Television, broadcasting from Henderson, Nevada.
Hi, I'm Ann Martinez.
And I'm Enoch Augustus Scott.
And we are hosting Anthem Live this week with these featured stories. Hit it.
Wondering reporter Bob Goldberg visited Mike O'Callahan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge over Hoover Dam and finds out about some of the construction challenges and the environmental issues involved with the construction.
And Joan Schomburg is having a wonderful time in her kitchen preparing her swim smoothie but not sharing.
We travel backwards in time with Yvonne Cloutier and her latest in the Musical Moments series, The History of Jazz.
You don't want to miss this week's edition of Anthem Alive.
Hi, I'm Margaret Carbaugh, and I'm here with my singing gal pals, Carol Joyce and Gail Beckman. Last spring, the three of us were fortunate enough to collaborate with Susan Gerard of Kaleidoscope Productions to stage Babes in Boyland, the men's songs we've always wanted to sing, in 2 sold-out performances in Freedom Hall.
The bad news is not everyone who wanted to see the show was able to get a ticket. And some of those who saw it on Friday and wanted to see it again on Sunday also were unable to get tickets. So the good news is we're doing it again. Yes, on Friday, April 24th at 7 and Sunday, April 26th at 3 p.m. we will be presenting Babes in Boyland version 2.0.
That's right. It's the new improved Babes. Although the show is basically the same, we have made many additions that will make it even better. The three of us couldn't be more different in our singing styles, and that makes for a wonderfully entertaining mix. So mark your calendar for Friday, April 24th at 7 and Sunday, April 26th at 3. Your last chance to see Kaleidoscope Productions' Babes in Boyland, the men's songs we've always wanted to sing.
Tickets are on sale now for the early bird price of just $15.
Get yours today at Anthem Center or online at sca-hoa.org.
There are no books like a game, and nothing looks like a game. There are no drinks like a day, and nothing thinks like a day. Nothing acts like a day, or attracts like a day. There ain't a thing that's wrong with getting in here that can't be
Hi, I'm Ann Martinez.
And I'm Enoch Augustus Scott.
And we are hosting Anthem Live this week with these featured stories. Hit it!
Wondering reporter Bob Goldberg visited the Mike O'Callahan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge over Hoover Dam and finds out about some of the construction challenges and the environmental issues involved with the construction.
And Joan Schomburg is having a wonderful time in her kitchen preparing her swim smoothie but not sharing.
We travel backwards in time with Yvonne Cloutier and her latest in the Musical Moments series, The History of Jazz.
You don't want to miss this week's edition of Anthem Alive.
I'm Margaret Carbaugh, and I'm here with my singing gal pals, Carol Joyce and Gail Beckman. Last spring, the three of us were fortunate enough to collaborate with Susan Gerard of Kaleidoscope Productions to stage Babes in Boyland, the men's songs we've always wanted to sing, in 2 sold-out performances in Freedom Hall.
The bad news is not everyone who wanted to see the show was able to get a ticket. And some of those who saw it on Friday and wanted to see it again on Sunday also were unable to get tickets. So the good news is we're doing it again. Yes, on Friday, April 24th at 7 and Sunday, April 26th at 3 p.m. we will be presenting Babes in Boyland version 2.0.
That's right. It's the new improved Babes. Although the show is basically the same, we have made many additions that will make it even better. The three of us couldn't be more different in our singing styles, and that makes for a wonderfully entertaining mix.
So mark your calendar for Friday, April 24th at 7 and Sunday, April 26th at 3. Your last chance to see Kaleidoscope Productions' Babes in Boyland, the men's songs we've always wanted to sing.
Tickets are on sale now for the early bird price of just $15.
Get yours today at Anthem Center or online at sca-hoa.org.
There are no books like a game, and nothing looks like a game. There are no drinks like a day, and nothing thinks like a day. Nothing acts like a day, or attracts like a day. There ain't a thing that's wrong with getting in here that can't be cured by putting in near a girly, womanly, female feminine.
I'm Ann Martinez.
And I'm Enoch Augustus Scott.
And we are hosting Anthem Live this week with these featured stories. Hit it!
Wondering reporter Bob Goldberg visited Mike O'Callahan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge over Hoover Dam and finds out about some of the construction challenges and the environmental issues involved with the construction.
And Joan Schomburg is having a wonderful time in her kitchen preparing her swim smoothie but not sharing.
We travel backwards in time with Yvonne Cloutier and her latest in the Musical Moments series, The History of Jazz.
You don't want to miss this week's edition of Anthem Alive.
Welcome back to another week of exciting activities at Sun City Anthem. Our evening wellness seminar is Tuesday, April 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. Our sponsor is Sunrise Hospital. Our speaker is Dr. Krishnan of the Cleveland Clinic Urology Department. The topic is men's health. Check your spirit for additional information on this lecture. It's free to all of our SCA residents, but you must sign up in advance at the Anthem Center front desk, or you may call the desk to secure a seat. A light dinner snack will be provided. Babes in Boyland is back by popular demand for their encore performance Friday, April 24th, and again Sunday, April 26th. This great musical features local favorites Gail, Carol, and Margaret singing the men's songs that we've always wanted to sing. They're great show-stopping tunes and great dance numbers. If you missed out the first time, be sure to get a ticket. For those of you who have seen the show, you're in for a treat. They've added a few surprises to the show just for you. First Friday Health and Wellness takes place Friday, May 1st from 9 to 11 a.m. in the Morris Nelson Rooms at Independence Center. Light refreshments will be served. This is free to all SCA residents. Please sign up at the Anthem Center front desk or call to reserve your spot. The topic for May is Travel Clinic and Understanding Your Immune System. With the heaviest travel season just around the corner, you're going to receive great tips on protecting your health while traveling, as well as understanding how your immune system can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Celine and Judy in concert, a tribute, is Friday, May 1st at 7 p.m. in Freedom Hall. The cost is $18 with an early bird of $15 through April 24th. At last, two of the most celebrated impressionists in Las Vegas, Elisa Furr and Celine Dion as Denise Rose as Judy Garland, will be on stage to entertain. Visually and vocally, they are spot on. Both ladies have been named Best Tribute Artist in Las Vegas and are enjoying rave reviews. Make a date to see these incredibly talented ladies. Our May parking lot sale is Saturday the 2nd of May from 8 a.m. to noon. Spaces are still available at $15 a spot. The shredder truck will be on site at 8 a.m. until noon. Please have your SCA ID card with you so that they may check to see you're a resident. The Salvation Army will be on site from 11:30 to 12:30 for donations you might have. Look for current and up-to-date information in your Spirit magazine, on our LCD screens at each of our centers, or speak to one of our monitors at the Anthem Center front desk.